Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Quality Unfiltered. I'm Parveen Khan.
And hiya, I'm Suman Bala. Quality Unfiltered is all about real stories, our experiences, challenges, and reflections coming from our work and everything around quality and leadership roles.
Topic for today is testing, certification, and debate about all of those things. It's one of the debatable topic, I would say. So let's start with what do you think from your perspective, Suman? Because I think we can. This is where we can dive in. Like, what's more valuable? Is it certificate that proves you have completed a course and you know about that course, or a certificate that proves you can actually do the work? Is it do we need a certificate or no?
So let's be honest, there are lots of certificates, and when it comes to software testing, people are still talking about ISTQB. And ISTQB syllabus moves as painfully slow speed. But when you're learning about test design techniques, which were formalized in 1990s, but your day-to-day work from most AI engineering, writing automated tests, there's a disconnect. So
Yeah.
certificate doesn't prepare you what testing actually looks like. You can pass exam by memorizing definitions, but it might not demonstrate. You can build a pipeline or debug a flaky test. However, that fundamental knowledge isn't worthless. Understanding what boundary value looks like, what risk based testing is, these are like mental frameworks we are still applying.
Yeah.
But I feel as compared to ISTQB, Ministry of Testing or Test Automation University, get it right. They actually make you build something. When you complete their courses, yes, you might get a certificate, but then you have an artifact. It could be a GitHub repo for your automation test strategy document you might have, or maybe a bug report portfolio. That's what, if I'm hiring, that's what employers want to see. A certificate saying I watched video and passed a quiz
Yeah.
versus a certificate saying I built this end-to-end testing framework isn't even close, right?
Yeah.
Theoretical certification can teach you what something means, but it can't teach you the craft. It can't teach you how behind that. It's like learning a music without even playing it.
Yeah.
What do you think about certificates?
Yeah, I completely agree with what you said, and I have a very similar thoughts as well. Certificates, it definitely shows that you have done something. Yes, it's kind of like I would say it's like a tick box, whether you, and again, it depends on different locations of what people are looking in you. I've seen the difference is like when people are looking to hire you, as you mentioned as well, right? Like they will be looking at whether the person has been certified or not. But for me, it's more about how do you show like what that certification is telling you. Is it telling you that you have some sort of knowledge, as you mentioned about like the ISTQB certificate? So I know like when I was new in my career, I remember this was the certificate that was on every job description out there, and it was like a must.
Yeah.
And my thinking was like, until unless you finish your certification, until unless you prove that you have done your certification and you put it on your CV, you won't be into those first few candidates to go through in the next round of interview, right? And that's how I thought, because I'm like, okay, there's no specific degree for software testing that you can show the qualification or anything like that. So that's where my journey started into certification, and I had to do that just for like because that was a necessity and that was a requirement back then. And but then throughout my career, now my viewpoint is completely different, thinking that that doesn't show any certification. It depends on what that certification is telling you, what kind of skills that they are showcasing you, because now we have so the platforms, like you have so many different platforms. I think when I started my career in testing, only certification that I knew was of ISTQB.
Yeah.
And now there are so many platforms, and it's not just about specific to about testing, right? It's a even test software testing is so vast, right? So you have so many different certifications, as you mentioned about the latest one, Ministry of Testing's tech certification, and we have Automation University, and we have LinkedIn Learning. We have so many platforms where you can showcase your different type of skills. Yes, but certification absolutely depends on what knowledge you're showing, whether it's like what kind of knowledge and where you're showcasing.
Yeah. For me, certification were just a checkbox exercise that doesn't give you any value. Similar to you, when I was moving from India to UK, that time I had a good software testing experience and I was quite strong with automation frameworks. But
Hmm.
when I was looking at job specs, every second job spec
Yeah,
mentioned about ISTQB Foundation. So few days before my marriage, I went, gave the exam just for that tick box exercise.
yeah,
But for me, I believe the task based certificate that forces you to struggle through real problems,
yeah,
dealing with flaky tests, managing test data, or handling async operations. That struggle
yeah,
is where learning happens. And
yeah.
plus, when you are in interview, you can say that here's the project I built using Docker to spin up test environment or used Cucumber for BTT spec. By showcasing that, you are demonstrating competence, not
Yes,
just knowledge.
yeah.
So, but not all hands-on certificates are equal because some certificates might say, here's the code, copy paste, and just run it, do similar
Yeah.
tweaks. For me, the best ones are which can give you a problem, resources, and then make you figure it out.
Yes, totally. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's more about how can it's not about just reading and, like, as you said, right? It's not just about reading and just, you can't memorize. Like, it's not like you need to memorize something and keep it in your head, right? Something that you can experience doing it hands-on will help you remember, right? Yes, correct.
And just remembering definition is not worth it, or is
Yes.
doesn't show you can actually do the job,
Yeah.
because someone who's doing a theoretical certificate, they might be able to identify what regression testing means, what sanity testing means, but can they actually create that sanity testing,
Yeah.
like scenarios for maybe like
Yes.
microservices they are testing? So
Yeah.
theoretical knowledge, yes, it's good to know,
Yeah.
but can you actually implement in your workplace?
Yeah, yeah. Practical application of what you have actually learned. Correct. I think we have talked about our perspective of how we think and what when we have done ISTQB certification, how it was, right? So let's look into the other side.
Yeah.
So we both, like, you've been, yeah, I'm sure, like in your role, you've been hiring a lot of quality engineers. So does any of this influence any of your hiring decisions when you're actually looking through the process, looking through recruiting any of the quality engineers in your team?
Yes and no. Why? Yes, because if someone says they did some certificate and here's the link to their GitHub repo where I can go and look at their learnings, or they have a link to the portfolio they might be building up doing these certification and the resources, of course, task they have completed, then yes. But no, because sometimes I see at the corner of a CV saying ISTQB, that does not influence my decision. Now, when I draft any job spec, I don't even write that ISTQB foundation, good to have. For me,
Mm,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. But can they showcase a portfolio? That's where the key is. What about you? How,
Yeah, I'm like pretty much into the process of recruiting quality engineers. When I look at the CVs, there are many CVs, like you come across, like people, they do put different kind of certifications. Like it's not just ISTQB, but they might be adding a lot of certifications into it. But I think I never look into it as like, oh, they have this a lot of certifications, so this candidate is like above, and this candidate who hasn't had it have any certifications, they might be like, on the next level on the list. So I never think about, there's no comparison at all, first of all, because it doesn't show, it doesn't like it doesn't tell you anything. Because I feel like certification is a completely personal choice, because I might have a lot of experience, but I have made a choice that I don't want to do any certifications, but I can showcase my skills. So there might be people who really want to, like, show their skills by doing certifications and adding onto the CV. So I would love to talk to both,
Yeah.
people who have certifications, who don't have certifications, and I would love to hear their stories of what they're saying, what they know from
Yeah.
them. And of course, as you said, like, if they add portfolios, like if they're talking about, it's it's not just about a certificate, but it's about how. Because look, if you take a step back and look at why of a certification is more about saying that, okay, I know this, right? So there are different ways to show I know this. So that's
Yeah.
exactly where GitHub profiles maybe, or your portfolio, or anything, like, if you sharing your experience in different form, if you showcase that in your CV, or if even, like, even you're talking about it,
Yeah.
that is where I will try to compare, more than comparing the CV and saying that, oh, this person has so many certifications, so let's bring this candidate for sure. No, that doesn't differentiate to me at all.
During my career, I have also seen some of the managers at work. They will, maybe a junior who's looking for a career progression, they might say, yeah,
Mm.
you have to do ISTQB foundation certificate, and then only you can progress in your career.
Mm.
I have fought really hard for these ones. And when something that like that happened, I said, rather than pushing them for certificate, can we create a mentoring plan for them? Can we create, a structure so they can actually progress naturally into the higher roles, rather than saying, yes, do a
Yeah,
certificate, then only you will be promoted from junior to
absolutely.
a quality engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's not about just exactly. Like, I think it's not just about telling your, like, someone to say, like, you know what, you just need to get the certification to, like, for your growth or for your career progression, but it's about sh- creating that roadmap, creating that career framework so people can follow,
Yeah.
thinking more about the content, what they need to learn and how they need to learn, more than how can they prove that they know more.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the first thing to focus on. The first thing to focus is on, like, what do they need to learn, how do they need to learn, more than
Yeah.
showing that, okay, you need to show that, you need to prove that you know that, right?
So if you have to advise a junior tester today on investing their time and money in professional development, would you tell them to get certified, or would you suggest a different path entirely?
Yeah, some certifications are very, like, cost effective, and some
Yeah.
certifications are like maybe free of cost. And it's like it totally depends on the, like, on the person who, on what situation they are in, right? If,
Yeah.
for example, their employer, they kind of send them for the training, for sending the certification, why not? Like, that's another thing to do. But at the same time, there are many different ways to showcase your skills. I know,
Yeah.
like, as I said, for myself as well, right? When I was starting my career, I was really told that, and it's not really told as well. Like, like, as you said as well, like, a lot of job listings, like, they would ask as a must have as a ISTQB certification, right?
Yeah. I
So
know.
think of it as like, what are the different ways you can showcase your skill? I think we touched upon creating a GitHub profile, and show and create your projects, like showcase
Yeah.
your skills through that project. And if not, portfolio, like, have your own blog post, or share, like, you don't have to have create your own website for your blog post. There are so many different platforms like Medium, like LinkedIn. There are many platforms where whatever you're learning, write it and share it, so it shows what you know. So it's all about how do you want to showcase what you know, like, how do you show to the world that you know these topics. And it's not about just these things. There are conferences, there are meetups, there are communities, right? Contribute there, speak at conferences or network, attend conferences,
Yeah.
show that you have attended this conference. Like that shows that you have a learning and growth mindset. So more than showing that you have this certification, I think you need to show your consistency and you have the learning and growth mindset. And how do you show that? Like
Yeah.
what medium, what are you more comfortable with? Writing, speaking, talking? Like choose that and showcase that. Because show, like, pick a there are so many publicly available websites as well, right? Test those and
Yeah.
showcase, like write a testing report maybe on that and say this is what I found. So that way you can show that testing, whatever topic, like maybe API testing, UI automation. Show, like there are playgrounds out there. So doing these things, I would say this is the advice that I would give, that use these things.
Yeah, quite similar to what you said. So I would say like skip traditional certificates, and if you want to focus on certification or courses, go for the certificate which are actually created by software tester in the industry, because they know how things work. They can teach you the how behind it rather than just what.
Yeah,
And build your portfolio. And I think that portfolio, no matter whether you're junior, senior, that portfolio still stands a chance.
yeah,
If someone is junior or trying to get into automation, maybe they can put some 3 to 5 projects on their GitHub, right?
yeah,
Test open source project, contribute to some maybe like bug reports. Say I was creating this playwright and I found an issue and contributed to their
yeah,
reported that bug. So that is quite good as
yeah,
well, because the proof of work can 100% beat any theory certificates, right?
yes,
And with the industry moving towards AI, I see like so many companies are saying like AI, yes, AI is not there to take your job, AI is to support that. So start thinking about how can I use AI for test data generation, that kind of thing, or think about prompt engineering, work on that, and get hands on with some tools. Because you have also mentioned about contributing to test community. For someone who may be shy of public speaking, you can just, it doesn't have to be a big bang writing. You can write smaller post on
yeah,
LinkedIn. In the past, I hired someone because I was following their journey on automation for a really long time. And every a few weeks, they'll post something on LinkedIn. This week, I did this and I learned this, and this was a challenge. And it took me 3 days to figure out something like that. But that shows a person has that learning and growth mindset. So I hired them even when they didn't have a mobile automation experience, the role I was
yeah,
hiring for. But I noticed their constant LinkedIn posting. So be visible, because that like certificates are credentials, not competence.
yeah.
So use them to demonstrate, yes, you can do the job.
Yes, absolutely. I think, yeah, just to add to that as well, it's like, it's not to say that if you don't have, especially for someone who is starting their career in software testing, it's like not to say that if you don't have certificates, any certification or anything to show, that you won't get a job or you won't be able to secure any kind of position in software testing. It's just like saying that if you don't have any kind of degree, then you won't be able
Yeah,
to do a job. That's not right, right? Because
yeah,
I have seen so many thought leaders especially in software testing, who doesn't have a degree, like official, forget about software testing, who doesn't have a degree, but they are in such a big positions like director of quality engineering. So
yeah.
you don't need, like, anything to
You
show
don't
that
need that
you qualify.
stamp, right?
Yeah, you don't need that stamp, that golden ticket to say that you have to get the job. So yeah. So thanks everyone for tuning in and listening in. If you have enjoyed this conversation, we definitely did. Do share it with others and do share your stories of, like, what did you, like, what was the best story around certification? Did it help you? Did it hurt you? Do share that story when you listen to this.
Yeah, and anyone who's thinking about certification can be your that, like golden ticket to get a job. I would like to say the real secret is employers hire testers who can solve problem. Not testers who can memorize. Like, I never ask. interview what is the definition of regression testing. So show you can solve the problem, show you can find bugs, you can write maintainable automation, communicate those technical issues early, and adapt to new tools, because that's way more than dozens of certificates. Until next time, keep learning, keep it unfiltered, and thanks again for listening to Quality Unfiltered. Cheers. Bye now.